Just sitting in the office doing some paperwork, trying to eat my lunch, and I think somebody's lost out here. Huh. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is a little bit different. It's not really a vlog, just showing this truck. So like I mentioned in the last Rockstar video, I went on a little vacation there a couple weeks ago. I was going for 1 week, and when I came back, this truck was here. So Dad has been casually looking for semis for the better part of 2 years now. If you look back, I believe it was January of 18, we went and looked at a couple, or 19. On the channel, we went and looked at a couple trucks. We didn't buy one then. I mentioned then that we weren't in any huge hurry, so we weren't going to jump into a truck that we didn't think was the right deal for us. So we didn't. We took our time, and Dad found this truck. Is it the right truck? I don't know, but it's a pretty truck. I think it's a pretty good truck. This is a 2014 Kenworth T680. I believe he got this from TLG out of Cincinnati. I think this thing was sitting on a lot in Louisville, and then they transferred it. Anyways, this is the truck. I think this is our first Kenworth actual semi truck in my lifetime. I think Dad had one a long time ago. We've got a Kenworth dump truck, but there's actually a Kenworth plant in Chillicothe, the town that I live in, so decent chance this truck came from Chillicothe, so pretty cool to have one now. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking truck. Couple bad things about the truck. It does have DEF. It is a pack car engine, and it is auto shift or ultra shift or whatever shift. I don't know if those are bad things. I don't know. Time will tell. I've never driven the ultra, I think it's called the ultra shift. There's no clutch pedal. There's just automatic, fully automatic. Never drove one of those to this truck. I have not drove one with a load, so I don't know how well that's going to work under a heavy load. Driving it down the road, it drives fine. Doesn't drive bad at all. It's pretty weird. I caught myself going for the shifter multiple times. Dad mentioned that as well. It does have brand new tires on the back. When we seen the truck, it had super singles on it. We did not really want those, so they swapped those out for 4 brand new tires. I believe those are even brand new rims. Shiny. Taking a look inside, or well, let's pop the hood first. Like I said, this is a pack car engine. I believe it's 455 horsepower. So it's got the ponies, but like I said, I've never pulled anything with it yet, so we'll see. Definitely put it through the paces on pulling heavy loads that are nice and legally 80,000 pounds come harvest. But there she is. Seen this thing sitting up here on the block. At first I was like, what kind of redneck job is that? And then just realized it was an overflow out of the radiator, just kind of to catch it. Guy must have been particular that had it before us, I guess. The truck was pulling a frameless dump, so we do have to do some modifications to the fifth wheel. There's some stops in here that I believe we are going to cut out. I think that's all we have to do back there. I'm not sure 100% on that, but hop in the truck. So inside, it's very comfy in here. Feels much more like a car than a semi compared to our other ones. And when you start it, I think it'll eventually start. At least I thought it would. Oh. Huh, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So there we're started. Truck has just under 600,000 miles on it, which that's usually where our trucks are when we buy them. I don't think we've bought one under 400,000 miles. So basically when we're looking at trucks, we look at maintenance records and price, and yeah. So we try to keep under 800,000 miles if they've never been rebuilt. 600,000 miles, it will take us a long time to put 200,000 miles on a truck. For example, the black semi that we use a lot, we bought that truck in 2014, I believe, and we've put 35,000 miles on it since then. That's 6 years. So That truck probably gets used as much or more than any of them, it and the other Volvo. So it's going to take a long time for us to hit that, you know, 800,000 mile range. The truck does have a sleeper, but as you can see, there's no mattress, so we won't be taking naps in it during harvest, I guess, until we get a mattress. The AC does work in this truck, so that's super nice. I know Larry, he was drooling over this thing earlier, so he's I think he's pretty excited to put it through its paces. We do have just a little bit of corn left in the bin, so might have to try it out hauling that out. Speaking of air conditioners, the black truck that didn't have air conditioning all of harvest is getting all of wheat harvest is getting its air conditioner fixed today. I'm just gonna pick it up here in a little bit. Oh, there's a lock showing up. I believe there's a lock. Yep. I'll have to get used to that. If you're new to the channel, the black truck we have is a 2004 Freightliner Columbia with a C15 and a 10-speed. I'm very much so a fan of that C15, so I'll be curious to see how this engine compares to it. The C15 just really has a lot of pulling power, and yeah, been very happy with that engine. Hopefully this one will be just as good. One other weird thing is there's no exhaust coming out the top. The exhaust is pointed down. I don't know, we're gonna have to see if that's gonna be an issue pulling through cornfields. I don't think we'll set a field on fire like that, but we may end up running a pipe out the top. I don't know. If this doesn't become an issue, I just see no reason to do it. Really, the smokestacks are just in the way of the grain cart when you're loading anyways, so if we can run it down through the bottom, that's how we'll do it. This truck does have a wet line. Like I say, it did always pull a frameless dump, so that gives us some flexibility. Dad keeps threatening to buy an old dump trailer, that way we can haul lime and stuff with it. We'll see. Hopefully it just pulls this hopper bottom. But speaking of old trucks and old trailers, we are trying to update our truck fleet a little bit, so we do have some for sale. So if anyone is looking for a 1985 white Volvo, picture here, a 1998 Volvo day cab, a 1998 Volvo sleeper truck, or a 2005 International, email me. Truck does have some nice storage, easy to get to. I believe it has an APU, I think they call it. I think with that you're able to run like the air conditioner in the bunk with the truck off, if I'm not mistaken. Something we'll never use. Has a power inverter there, I think. Also something we'll probably never use. Probably will use this though, tow hook. Pull yourself out, pull the truck out when it gets stuck. So yeah, we'll hop in, take her for a spin. Now before we get too carried away, my brother had a camera while I was gone, and he did film the day they went and checked this truck out and the day they test drove it. So I'm gonna roll that footage in here now. You can see what their initial reactions were when they seen the truck.
All right, so normally this is an after harvest type deal where we go truck shopping, truck looking, but it's middle of July and here we are.
We hadn't had to reach for that gear shift once.
Nope, ain't missed a gear, have we?
Hey, the truck's broken, ain't grinding.
That's pretty good, isn't it? BJ's truck.
Yeah, I just got done saying, don't get excited, I'm not going over the road.
One of the things that we couldn't get over is how quiet it is. If it starts. It is a quiet motor. Shut the door and I mean, it's quiet.
Alright, gonna take a little spin in this thing. We're not hooked to the trailer. In fact, we were just hooking it up whenever we started this video, basically to see what we had to, if we had to do any modifications to that fifth wheel. We're gonna work on the truck a little bit today. So I'm just gonna take it for a spin before I take it out to the shop. We'll put some fenders on it eventually, and a couple other little things, but for now, we're gonna go for a little spin. Brake in, and then we go. Now, I've drove this thing twice, and to me, when you take off, it feels a little jerky, almost like it's not really in gear when you put it in drive until you hit the gas, and then it feels like it drops into gear. I don't know, maybe that's just this truck. I'd say it's the only ultra shift, I think it's called an ultra shift. It's only one of these transmissions that I've ever driven, but once you get moving, it seems pretty smooth, pretty nice. So we're going to take her for a little spin, and then we'll take it out to the shop. Oh yeah, definitely shifts smooth. Now this is a 13 speed. We usually run 10s, but with this being an automatic, it doesn't really matter. Because I ain't touching anything. So yeah, the truck drives really nice, shifts pretty smooth. Once you get going, downshifts really well. I mean, it drives just like a car. Doesn't really feel like you're driving a truck, just feels like you're driving a really tall, big car. Now, one thing people, now see right there is what I'm talking about, that feels like it almost drops into gear. It's like it's almost in neutral while you're stopped. I don't know, it feels a little jerky when you take off. But I mean, the truck accelerates well, shifts good. Shifts at 1500 RPMs. I don't know that I necessarily like that the greatest. We will see once we get under a load. But you may be wondering, why do you guys have a lot of sleeper trucks? I mean, we don't haul far, like 15 to 20 miles max at a time. Do not need a sleeper at all. The only reason we have sleeper trucks is they are cheaper. They had day cabs about this mileage range. They were usually $5,000 to $10,000 more money. So simple money. That's why we have sleeper trucks. All right, I had to stop to open the gate. Just took the brake off. I'm gonna put it in drive. See, nothing happens. Then when we hit the pedal, what'd I do wrong? Oh, we're still neutral. Oh, gotta hit the brake. All right, now see what happens. It's not like a car where we coast up. We're still stationary, and then there we go. It's almost like you're letting out of the clutch or something, but there's no clutch to let out of. So far, that's my only thing that I see kind of weird about this, but I think that just might be the style of truck it is. I don't know. I'm sure everyone's thinking, George is going to love this. Well, keep in mind, folks, George is semi-retired, but he keeps eyeballing it every time he comes over by the house, so I'm sure he'll end up in it at some point. I believe when I asked him about it, I think he said something along the lines of, makes me sick. Wait until I retired and bought a new truck. But Larry is a big fan. Just drove up here to the grain bins, just going to turn around and go back to the shop. One thing I was kind of surprised, I don't think it has auto canceling turn signals. Nope. Not a big deal, none of the other trucks do, but I guess I figured a 2014 might have that. It does tell you what gear you're in up here, and it also tells you how hot it is outside. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure why it didn't have auto canceling turn signals though. Alright folks, there it is. There's our red Kenworth. So I think it's gonna be a nice truck. I am a little bit worried about having a truck with DEF. This is new for us, and so far in our tractors they've worked okay. So we'll see how it goes, and yeah, I think it's gonna serve us well for a while. Now folks, if you did enjoy this video, I would ask that you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and consider it. You can see this bad boy in action, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.